Yeah, they were clear, easy to read, and kind of, with the colour as well.
Yeah,
Made an
I
impact.
think it's good for horror and stuff.
Yeah.
They stand out,
Yeah.
so you can definitely see them. And I think it works well with the clips you've got them with, it kind of fits in with it.
Mm. Do you feel that possibly the font is difficult to read at some areas?
You could put it in a clearer font.
Yeah, okay.
It was readable, but I think that if they're red, it's kind of a bit more amateurish. Like in a normal horror film you see in the cinema, they would be black and just be not draw away from the actual scene you're looking at.
You think making the colour black and stuff?
Yeah, black, grey or white or something.
Okay.
More professional, smarter.
More subtle in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was readable. It was appropriate.
Yeah.
My only criticism would be it wasn't terribly subtle because I assume it's a horror film.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, it was good. It was clear reading and it was appropriate. I just think it could have been a bit more subtle, I think.
Okay, yeah. And do you feel there should be more throughout, like possibly more roles announced?
Well, I thought they certainly stood out from the scene, but they kind of blurred together a little. So I'd suggest using maybe either a bolder font or a more solid colour like black.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I guess if you did have more going while she was going upstairs, but I think there was enough there not to make it seem too rushed.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Definitely.
I think there should be more titles throughout, like more executive producer or like
No.
sound order. No.
Yeah, I'd say so. Not many.
Yeah.
But just kind of who the major ones, like who wrote it, directed it, and who's in
like
it.
screenplay and stuff like that.
Yeah, and produced it. Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel there should be more titles throughout, saying like I don't know, executive producers?
No, they did make it have an eerie feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the strings, they generally they give an eerie feel to most films.
Yeah.
You might want to have a few sudden kind of like
Impact kind of.
like big
Stingers,
proper big drums smashing occasionally, like in between changes.
Okay.
With the audio.
So do you feel they're a suitable style for the sequence then?
Yeah.
And the soundtrack was effective for the situation that was happening. It gave it a bit of tension, and it really kind of set the scene at the start of kind of a what's going on here kind of effect.
Yeah.
And as it went on during the flashback scene, certainly was effective.
So what do you think of the sound effects and soundtracks? Do you think they're suitable for the genre?
Definitely, yeah. The audio really did make it actually scary.
Yeah.
Like the tension rose perfectly when she opened the box, and especially the flashbacks, and like it did make me jump a little bit. So
I thought the audio tracks were good because they were put in when you needed them. It wasn't like throughout. So for instance, when the girl's carrying the boxes up the stairs, there were no sound effects other than what was there.
Yeah.
Which I felt had quite an impact because it seemed more naturalistic. And so when the sort of the weird visual horror stuff came on, you added audio with it, it suddenly became more obvious and more appropriate, and I thought that worked really well.
Okay.
Definitely get the eerie and the suspense from it. Some points it seems too quiet, so like when you have the title scenes you can't hear it as much, and as there's nothing else, like there's no sort of like voices or anything, that could possibly be a bit louder.
Okay. Do you feel there should be more like impact stingers when more dramatic things happen in the film?
When you have the guy with the knife,
and
she's having the like vision or whatever it is, if you had some sort of like really discordant notes, sort of like sharp,
high-pitched songs.
Yeah, but kind of like just quick snap to kind of accent that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could probably, if you kind of like darkened some of the shots.
So sort of
like,
lighting.
Yeah, like because like the scene in the like bedroom.
It's very bright, isn't it?
It's very bright. It's not like, and I think you probably, instead of having her holding it or something, you might want to zoom in on the actual paper.
Okay.
So like
just expand the screen a bit.
Yeah, so like she's not so much in it. It's more so looking at the paper. Which
Focused on the paper. Yeah. Okay.
When the woman was going up the stairs having the box and stuff, when I was looking at it, it was quite random. Like you set the scene and it went straight into her carrying the box up the stairs, and you're like, oh, why is she doing that sort of thing? It's like, I know you're supposed to get a set of questions, but it was quite like random. Like maybe if you had something, because she was like either trying to move into a house or something.
Yeah, well, that was what I had planned.
Maybe if you had set up that a little bit more, like I don't know.
Yeah, more setting up the story.
Yeah. Then more flow.
Yeah.
So it was quite like that kind of drew away from the kind of like tension building.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not really sure there's anything that could make it more professional, but maybe having a bit more, better font on the credits would make it just seem a bit clearer and clean cut.
Okay.
So like if she's meant to look shocked when she sees like the newspaper clippings or something, or a little more distressed after the kind of vision or whatever it is. Apart from that, no, in this title.
Yeah, what's that?
Because it sort of like just makes it a bit more separate, so that it's obvious that that's the title. Yeah. Rather than part of the film.
I like the one that was on with the action around it. It just sort of appeared as she was by the mirror. I thought that was more of an impact, and would have even more of an impact if there was like no sound or audio accompanying it.
Yeah.
Definitely the one that like the black. One.
Okay.
If you did fade to black after she was in the bathroom. That on top, definitely more.
Yeah, and like some creepy music behind her or something.
The one on black definitely worked better.